6:36 this morning, and a bill at the Georgia Capitol is advancing in honor of a Mercer University student who died after collapsing during a soccer game on campus. Senate Bill 399, the Mason Sells AED Coordination Act, is named for 20-year-old Mason Sells, who died from cardiac arrest in 2024.
There are still questions about whether an AED would have saved him, but the bill aims to get the life-saving devices to people faster by connecting 911 dispatchers with nearby AED locations. Our Naomi Washington spoke with Mason's parents. Naomi?
Good morning. Mason Sells was just 20 years old. His parents say losing him was catastrophic, a pain they'll carry for the rest of their lives. But out of that loss has come a bill they hope will save lives. Scott and Rachel Sells say Mason was adventurous, always saying yes to life.
He really took advantage of life and lived it to the fullest. Loved experiences, loved trips, loved doing things with his friends and family. So
he'd try anything once.
Soccer was one of Mason's many passions. He started around age 5, played alongside his dad, and later on the Mercer intramural team. In the classroom, he stood out too.
On the accounting track and making the president's list, getting 100s on accounting exams, and just came naturally to him.
He died at just 20 years old, but from that loss came a mission. A year ago, Georgia Senator Marty Harbin met with the Sells family. Then last week, they watched a bill bearing Mason's name pass on the Senate floor.
I never really understood what the word surreal meant until I live in these surreal moments, like sitting in that hospital room and being told by a doctor, and then also sitting on that floor and having those senators pass that bill. It was unanimous, 49-0, and then at the end, they all stood up and applauded.
If this bill becomes law, anyone who owns an AED, including schools, businesses, universities, and government agencies, would have to tell emergency medical services and 911 where it's located. That way, 911 dispatchers can quickly direct callers to the nearest AED.
You're not going to think about that. But if 911 knows that there's one 100 feet away from you, I can't imagine how many people it's going to save and how many lives it's going to change.
Mason's family will always miss him, but they hope his story and this law helps save someone else's life. There are a few other ways this bill will help if it becomes law. By January 1st, 2027, 911 dispatchers must do a special training so they can give callers step-by-step instructions on how to use an AED. It recommends AED and CPR training for people who have access to them, and it reinforces legal protection for people who try to help.
All right, thank you, Naomi. Now, we reached out to Mercer University to learn more about what happened the day that Sells died. We also wanted to learn what policies and protocols have been updated since his death.
The university declined to comment. The Sells family has filed a lawsuit against Mercer connected to his death. It is still pending.